Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Ramboshi here. Welcome to JEDIOSHI. This is Friday, January 7th. Today we are looking at the Bitcoin price chart and some other action. I have something special for you today. But before we get into that, please like, share, and subscribe this video. If you want to contact or reach out and ask how you can join our Telegram group, please send me a DM on Twitter. It's at JEDIOSHI. You can find me there. And you can find our group of traders in the Telegram group while we navigate this market, do analysis, and work on becoming traders. So let's look at the Bitcoin price chart today. Last night we had another night of red action, and we had a bit of a sell-off that ended at around midnight and took us down to the low of 445.86. And this low was actually this morning. So overnight, we'll look at the 1 hour, but overnight it kind of double bounced, or it bounced and then it came back. We had a little bit of relief into the late hours of the night, early morning, and we had some more down this morning. So we are looking to see if this level will hold it. If you look back here in this data, in the grouping, it found support at around 40.6K. So we're looking at that level as interesting and as a potential level of support. The next level down would be 38K, and the next level below that is about 30. So we'll see if this resolves and if we bounce and we possibly get a spring up, or if we need to if we need to chop here for a little bit, and we'll see which way it resolves. If it breaks down here, I'm expecting this to provide some support, and then if that breaks down, I'm looking at this level down here at 30K, which is a far cry from 69, right? Obviously. But as you know, and as we're looking at it, I think now, and for me, what I shared in the Telegram is that, I can now draw 5 ways and see, now that we have a new low. And it's possible that this is the low and that we move up. Again, on the live stream from Wednesday, we covered my 3 possibilities. Those are all still in play. We have to wait and see what happens here. But we did see some bounce in some of the alts, and we'll look at that. We'll look at the relative comparison. One of the things I keep going to, and I shared this fractal in the Telegram, but is this region from the summer. And it seems like we're playing the same. Look at this. We're playing the same thing out. A bounce, a flaggish thing sideways down, a fake out, continuing in the flaggish, one final drop and out. But look here. After we had the fake out, we had another dip. This was on Bitfinex, a lower low. So we got our final low here, and and then we did get some relief. We had a final spring and then out. Wouldn't it be interesting if we do the same thing? Final spring and then out, and maybe we get to the 702. Maybe we get to 60K. We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to see how that goes. But, that's on the daily. Let's look at the 1 hour, because we saw some interesting price action. So I'm going to clear that out and clear all those lines out. Yeah, we saw a double bounce here. So the initial sell-off was into about midnight last night. We got a relief into the early morning hours, and then a final drop here at 40.6, or right on that line. So it did provide support in the past, and markets have memory. So, we'll have to see what that looks like and how that goes. Again, you're seeing relative strength in the altcoins. Before I go, I want to show you ICP chart, but let's look at this comparison chart I put together. Now I normalized it all back to about 1 a.m. in the bottom, and this is a 5-minute chart, so it gives a lot of resolution. But we had that drop at 1 a.m. followed by a spring back. During the spring, you saw Link. This is Link at top. And what's this? I can't tell. That's actually sold off by now. But let's see what that is. Is that 1? Yeah, it's 1. This is Link. And this is 1. Okay, so you had a recovery on 1, pretty strong out of the gate. It's since sold off. It's interesting. I want to probably look at the bigger picture chart on 1 to see kind of what it looks like on the macro. I'm not familiar with it. But on Link, it held strength, and then everything sold off again. And then Link came on to run. I'm happy with ICP's performance here. It's done really well, and we'll look at the daily chart there. But I do like that chart. I like the potential there. So picked up a little bit last night, and we'll see what happens. I'd like to pick up more if I can. But so we have Link, ICP, Dash, YFI kind of leading this pack. I talked about this Peloton group. See the Peloton back here. You have a lot of Bitcoin leaders, if you will, here, but still within the Peloton. This is the breakout group. The breakout group again is Link, ICP, Dash, YFI. You do have Akita up here and near CRV, kind of as a pack leader, and just waiting to see if that can move. Really do like CRV again. But yeah, that's what's going on in the market right now. The thing I had, before we get into that, let's look at ICP. This was the level that I was looking at late last night. See this 618 from the late December low of almost 20.87, up to its high point of $38. Now that was a rise of, let's do the math here, 82%. 82% gain from the lows. Pretty good mover. It came back, and so notice how I drew the fib, 0 at the top, 1 on the bottom. I'm just projecting downward. This is a 618 retrace from the top. So it's 60% move down from $38 down to almost $21. So that's how that is calculated. I picked it up right here on the 618, but also anticipating a further drop to the 702 or the 786. So we'll see how that resolves. Hopefully it can come up here, and if you draw a fib level here to here, hopefully, look at that. Isn't that interesting? Came up to the 0.5 and down. So we'll see if it can work its way through. The next level up for that would be, for me, 0.5, 618, 702. So the 702 is at 34.69. So we'll see how that goes, or if we need to correct further. If Bitcoin chops sideways here, I haven't studied the old fractal from the summer to see how the alts did. I think they did get a little relief, and they did better than Bitcoin. But then I think at that final kind of squeeze down, nothing really did great. And then finally we got a spring out. So again, on the macro, we have to see, if we get that spring, I think it could get really exciting for a lot of altcoins. But then again, if we drop all the way to 30, it's going to be pretty ugly for everything. And then after that, we may get a really nice alt season, if you will. Okay, back to that. We covered that. Covered ICP. Okay, what I had special for you guys is this whole idea of analysts and traders. Okay, so and I asked in Telegram, what is the difference between an analyst and a trader? Because you see a lot of analysts, and you don't quite see or hear from traders. You have to go find them. They're out there. There's a couple or one that I follow on Twitter that's a trader, and he's really good, very technical, and very tactical. And I just want to share with you what I've learned, recently, but kind of the keys and the difference between the two. So let's look at it. What is the difference between an analyst and a trader? Okay, think of it like two things. An analyst is a student of his or her analysis. They look at the charts, they look at fractals, they look at fibs, they look at support resistance lines, they look at structure, trying to anticipate. Their entirety of their focus is on the future or the potential outcome, the future movement. An analyst trades on their expectation of their work and their fractals and their expectation of the future. Okay, so that's an analyst. A trader, and this is really pro traders, but a trader is completely different. A pro trader is a student of their process, and they give zero consideration to the outcome, the future. They trade on their statistical data set, their histogram or their bell curve, and they apply their process to every chart. So what I'm trying to say is a trader, a pro trader, they have their edge. They have their defined edge and their rules. And they play strictly on those rules. They have strict adherence to their risk reward, how much they're willing to risk and lose on every trade, and if it's a winner, how much they're able to win. And over a period of trades, only those who trade on process, only those who apply, and almost without any emotion, without any consideration to what might happen or the potential outcome, they give zero consideration to those emotions. They only apply their process and their rules. So I hope that makes sense. But that's the two side by side. And when you juxtapose it, I think it's very interesting. I know for me, I found it extremely enlightening to really dig in on trading, being a trader, and not an analyst, but a trader. And I have a system, and I'm getting ready to run my first series of 20 tests to get my data and to see how the system works, and then to apply that in the going forward. So what I'm planning to do is I have a system and my rules and how much you're willing to risk on every trade. And I have my list of rules. And I see a certain setup in the chart and I take action, whether that's long or short. And I will apply that rigorously, no matter what I feel, think, or predict, if you will, the market might do. I will apply a systematic process to trading and then study the results. In the results, I think you'll find that if you're consistent, or if your rules and your setups and your edge is good, then you'll have hopefully more winners than losers, although that's not entirely necessary. You can have a 50% win ratio, but as long as your wins are bigger than your losses, then you'll be consistently profitable for that series of trades. So you have to think in a series of trades, not just one trade, not just one. And so what I'm doing, and this is all paper trading for me now, but what I'm doing is getting ready to dive in and work my process and start working my trading skill up on that, in that capacity. So pretty exciting stuff for me. But that's what I had for you today. That's my my special piece. But think about the differences between an analyst and a trader. And then think about your game. Are you an analyst? Are you a trader? Where are you as a trader? Or are you an investor? All of these have different ways of applying certain things. So that's that. And I think what it'll be very exciting going forward to see what we can do and to evolve as a professional trader. So that's it for today. Hope you enjoy your Friday. Let's go crypto. Let's get a bounce here. And please, again, like, share, subscribe this video. Click the notification bell for when we do have new videos. And we will see you in the Telegram. Goodbye.